Hello and welcome back. This is our final lesson on planning your website mini course, the Before You Build It, You Need to Plan It course. So in this lesson, we're going to put everything together. When you complete this lesson, you're going to have everything you need to build a website that attracts your ideal client and generates leads for your business. So far, you've learned what a niche is and how to create a clearly defined niche statement. You've learned the 10 questions you need to answer before you build your website. You've learned the anatomy of a great website, some website do's and don'ts, and the pages you should include on your site. And you've learned some basic branding guidelines and tools you can use to create your brand essentials. In this lesson, you're going to learn what's next. What do you do now? And I'm going to show you the budget-friendly tech tools that I use and recommend. So let's start with what comes next. You've completed all the lessons so far. You've done all the assignments. Now, what are you supposed to do? First, take a little break. Pat yourself on the back. Look at everything you've accomplished and everything that you've learned, and just sit for a couple of days. Not too long. You got to get back to work, but really take a break. You've come pretty far. Give yourself a little break. Next, you want to create a Google Drive. Create a folder to save everything all together in the same place so all your stuff is easier to find. And let me tell you what some of the things are that you want in the Drive folder. You want your niche worksheet and your final niche statement. You want a copy of the 10 questions that you answered and all of your brainstorming ideas. You want any images that you found on free download sites. And again, you can use Pexels.com, Pixabay.com, Unsplash.com, or Reshot. All of those have images that you can download and are free to use on a website. You want to put all the images of you, and then you want to add all of your logins to everything. I would recommend that you make a Google Sheet and just put the website address to whatever the thing is, what your username is, what your password is. Just make sure you keep all of your logins somewhere so that you can get back to it. Or you can use a password manager. I use LastPass, but honestly, I still have everything in a Google Sheet just in case something happens. That's just what I do. All right, plus you want to keep in there your logo. If you create it in Canva, be sure you download both a regular image file and a PNG file with a transparent background. Now you can only do that in the Pro version. So if you just have the free version, that's totally fine. Just download what you have and then just go onto Google and look for translate to a transparent background image or something. There's online generators out there that'll do that. You want any logo icon images that you have. So what that means is if you have a logo and then on the side you have like a little picture of a lighthouse or a heart or a computer or something, just a little icon, get that image by itself and download that because you're going to need that sometimes in your social media. You might want to use it as at the very top of your website, there's a little tab and there's a little image next to that tab. You want to put that image on there. So download that. You want a list of your colors and the hex codes of what those colors are. And you can get those codes from wherever you find your color palette. Typically, they'll have that code. It's a number. And then you want a list of your fonts. And remember, this should be a pretty short list, probably 2, but you do want a list of those. All right, now when you sit down to actually build your website, you know where everything is. You have the images you want to use, you have your niche statement, your logo, your colors, everything. And then you should use your 10 questions to help you come up with the wording. When you're building your website, have that list of 10 questions with you, and it will help you come up with the wording for your site. I promise doing all of this work ahead of time will make building your website 1,000 times faster. All right, for those that are curious about the tech that I use in my business, here are some of the things that I use and recommend. You've heard me talk about Canva. Canva is your friend. So go to canva.com, create an account. You can use it for your logo design, for social media posts, for your course slides. If you have a course, you can create your lead magnet there. You can even make recordings in Canva. It's awesome. The other thing that Canva has is if you go to canva.com/colors, you can generate a color palette there. You can look for color ideas. It's got some really great ideas in there. Or again, you can also go to coolers.co to generate some palettes there. If you do want to buy the pro version of Canva, it's about $120 a year, just an FYI. The other things that I use is Dscript. If you have a podcast or you have videos that you're editing, it is awesome. I love Dscript. It's about $149 a year if you want to purchase it. There is a free version for a while. What it will do is it will take the audio or the video and it will transcribe it for you. And then when you make edits, you just edit the transcription and it will edit the audio for you. So it makes your life 1,000 times easier. All right, some other things that I use for the free image downloads, we talked about Pexels, Unsplash, Pixabay. On the website and for the back end, to buy a domain, you can go to GoDaddy, you can go to Namecheap. There's a lot of them out there. I don't really have a preference, to be honest with you. A domain will cost you about $20 a year, give or take a little bit. So that's what you're looking for. If you see something that's way more expensive than that, steer clear. You should be spending about $20. For website hosting, I have two different options. If you think you're going to have more than one website, so for example, if you know you have more than one business and you're going to want more than one website on the same hosting platform, use SiteGround. It's about $14 a month. They have a plan that you can have unlimited websites on it. I love SiteGround. That's what I use for all of my website clients. That's what I use for my own business. Love SiteGround. The other option is Elementor Cloud Hosting, and I'm going to talk about Elementor in a minute, but they have a hosting plan that is about $99 a year, and it includes the free plugin, which if you buy the plugin by itself is $49 a year. So I recommend the Elementor Cloud Hosting, but it only works for one website. So if you're just going to have one, then that's an awesome option for you. So as far as websites go, I always recommend WordPress. You're welcome to use Wix or Squarespace or anything else that works for you. I just like WordPress because it's better for SEO and it has a lot more options and integrates with more things. If you're going to use WordPress, download the Elementor plugin. You can also download a plugin called Astra Starter Sites. I think it might just be called Starter Sites right now. And they have ready-made sites that you can just import. So you can import a ready-made site and then go in and customize it, put in the words that you want, put in the pictures that you want, change the colors, change the fonts, totally customize it to your business. And that way you don't have to start from scratch. For email automations, I recommend MailerLite. I love MailerLite. It's intuitive and it's free for up to 1,000 subscribers. And I believe it's the only one with a free plan out there that includes the automations. The other thing about MailerLite, you can create a landing page with it. You can even create a website with it if you're just starting out, all for free. So if you're just trying to get going and start growing your email list, start with MailerLite. And then everybody, I think, needs to have a way for somebody to schedule with you. So you want to sign up with a scheduling calendar of some kind. Most of them have a free version that you can start with. Honestly, that's what I use, is just the free version. So there's places like Calendly, you can book.me, or Acuity. Acuity, I don't think has the free version, but the other two do. So I recommend both of those. That's it. You got it. I promise that the time that you put in before you build your website will pay dividends later. You'll be able to build it faster. And more importantly, you'll be clear on your ideal client and how you help them and be able to articulate what that is to others and what it is that you do. Your assignment: create a Google Drive folder and get everything together for your website all in one place so it's easier to find. If you have any questions, that's the end of our mini course. Feel free to email me at april@aprilhyatt.com. And just an FYI, I do answer all my emails personally, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Have a good day.